Hello, and welcome on into another episode of the Whiskey Crusaders. I'm Will.
I'm Sarah.
And I'm Matt.
Today we're drinking Old Pulteney something or another.
It's a long name.
I didn't bother even learning it.
Matt will take care of that information for us because,
that's his job.
They're either really long names or you just can't pronounce it. I mean, thanks,
Accurate.
Scotland. Anyway, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button and hit the notification bell. Matt, why don't you tell us what we're drinking, please?
All right.
What did I pour myself?
Plus, we all like to pronounce it in Texan, so it's fine. All right. So this is the Old Pulteney. This is a travel exclusive. This is the Duncansby Head Lighthouse. And our buddy Pete's letting us borrow this bottle. He has all his awesome travels over to the UK. But he brought this back.
Thanks, Pete.
Need to borrow this, but thank you, Pete. We appreciate it.
Thanks again, Pete.
Yeah, for real.
Well, this is like a giant one since it's a liter bottle, and it's this awesome Old Pulteney bottle. We've done the history of Old Pulteney. We've actually had Steph Ridgway here for Old Pulteney, and hell, we launched the new brand for North America here with Steph Ridgway. So
Yes, we did.
we have gotten this bottle was provided by Pete, but we have received bottles from Old Pulteney in the past when Steph Ridgway was here. So just full disclosure. All right, so the Old Pulteney Duncansby Head Lighthouse is 46%. It is named for the Duncansby Head Lighthouse. Shocker! Which is near the John O'Groats,
Captain Obvious.
which is near the Pentland Firth, known as the Hell's Mouth, where the tidal streams of the Atlantic come together, and a lot of ships meet their doom, and they go against the rocks and are crushed, and it's all big fun streams. So they put this big lighthouse here so that ships will stop running into the island, but that doesn't stop them. So they keep running the island anyway, even with the lighthouse. So all the humans abandoned it in 1962, and so now it's an automated lighthouse, which is still pretty cool. Also, the lighthouse survived World War II. It was right around it was machine gunned by some Nazi aircraft, but thankfully no damage was done to the lighthouse. So that's the good news about it. And no damage. But so yes, now it's a high-powered radar beacon. And so this one is matured in ex-bourbon, ex-sherry cask. It's non-chill filtered, natural color. Like I said, travel retail only came out in 2013, part of the Lighthouse series. I believe there are 3 others also travel retail exclusive in the Lighthouse series. So would love to review them, but someday someone has to go and bring those back. Pete, thanks again for bringing back this cool travel retail exclusive. Really appreciate it.
Matt, once again, real quick, what was the ABV, and do we know an approximate price point?
This one's ABV is 46%.
Okay.
I think when I looked at the price point, I want to say this thing was around 50 pounds. So it's like, I think $75, something like that.
Okay.
So really it's not bad, all things considered, that it's a liter, number one.
Yeah.
Did this have
Travel
an age
retail only.
statement?
Do what?
Did this have an age statement on it, Matt?
No age statement.
Okay.
All right. And we do have a history of Old Pulteney in general and other videos that we can link for you.
Yeah, absolutely. Probably one of my favorite distilleries, to be real honest, in Scotland.
Well, I like them because they have this.
Go to Wick.
I really have enjoyed Old Pulteney in the past just because they have this really wonderful briny note without presenting itself with peat.
Right.
It's just this really wonderful dense sea salt that a lot of the Old Pulteney products have. So
I agree. And in their lineup, they have quite the variety.
they do.
In their lineup, and even just in their core lineup, not these special bottles. They have a good lineup.
Yeah.
This one smells like heaven.
Ooh.
Salty.
Yeah, you get that salt in the wine.
Oh, honey.
Right off the top.
And peaches. It's like salty peaches was my first.
Yeah. Lots of black pepper.
Cobbler that you're eating by the beach.
Ooh, yeah, that sounds good. With some eucalyptus.
It's got a little bit of that doughy to it as well.
Yeah, it really does.
High crust
dough.
Lemon lime.
Mid-baking.
Yeah.
Oh, green apples. Oh, it's got like pound cake with blackberries and milk chocolate. But then behind that is like old wet coffee grounds with some earthy and wet sand with the ocean water, and you're looking at the lighthouse. Like, I could seriously imagine myself on the beach looking at this lighthouse.
Yeah, I can totally get that with you. I get a little bit of a seaweed note to it.
And I get a damp earthy, a mossiness.
Right, as like a vegetal. The moss and the seaweed. Almost like there's moss growing up the lighthouse from...
And I'm even kind of leaning even more vegetal than that. I almost want to say green pepper.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, definitely. I can see the green pepper for sure.
I get a peppery note.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, and it's not necessarily a black pepper. So
No, it's more vegetal.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if it's really green pepper or if I'm just saying green pepper to mimic this vegetal note that I'm smelling.
It's not like you eat a lot of green pepper. So
It's like a glazed green pepper with like powdered sugar on it. Oh, with a lot of salt.
Sounds good.
it doesn't sound good, but it
It
makes
doesn't sound
sense.
good, but that's
It makes sense though.
Mm-hmm.
This smells so good. But then I get that pepper right at the forefront of it. Like
really good.
It's almost like raw green pepper.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Right at the front. And then it works its way to this salty, briny, vegetal green note.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's got those fruits that we were talking about at the finish
pear
for me. There's pear and peaches.
It's ending with that.
And then zoe.
Mm.
It's a really interesting journey across the palate to go from like your vegetables to your fruits.
Yeah.
It really is. Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, definitely. Like I said, it starts with that green pepper. Then it gets really salty with the ocean like spraying up in your face. Then it comes with raisins and like I said, the pie crust. Then it's like vanilla and berries and cream. And then like sprinkle some like lemon zest and curds over it. But then you got like this little wet ash, like an overcast day on the ocean. Just the seagulls are flying up. It's like 40 degrees out. Just the fog's rolling in.
I want to be there right now.
Yeah, really. This is like a take you to the place whiskey. Like
It
really
is.
It's on a journey, and you just everything ceases to exist except for you're now in this place in front of the lighthouse.
It really is. They did a really good job with this in the name of it. It just matches.
Mm-hmm.
The finish for me is still kind of going a little bit. I wish it was a little bit stronger, but it's still there.
Yeah.
Like I wish it was more growing and kind of almost hotter.
Yeah. The proof to me is actually presenting itself a little bit hotter than 46%.
And that could be the pepper.
It could be that black pepper ding that's kind of in there, or just that pepper note.
Yeah, because sometimes that makes it almost feel like it's spicier, which presents itself as a hotter whiskey, essentially.
Yeah.
ABVY. ABVY.
Put a little drop of water, see what that does.
It's delicious.
It is.
I'm very, very happy I've gotten the
That's
option.
really good. And I'm not generally a pepper fan. Like I've eaten them before, but it's not something that I generally reach for. But this is good, even with that pepper on the front. Water.
Try it with water.
All right.
Water actually opens up more fruitiness to it, and the flavor journey across the palate, I think, is a lot more dense and rich. I'm getting more flavors. On the palate with the drop of water.
Yeah, and that pepper's still there, but I think it opens up more fruit at the end of the palate.
Yeah.
But the finish is kind of voided.
Okay.
For me. It doesn't have the same finish.
Interesting.
And I mean that's okay. But because the journey across the palate is still really good.
Yeah.
It does get way more fruity.
Yeah.
Way more salty, way more peppery.
Mm-hmm.
The finish doesn't seem to quite go as long.
That's what So it's kind of voided.
I would have really hesitated to say green pepper if I was talking about a wine, because in wine, green pepper is a really like off note that you're really trying to avoid. But with this, it's really wonderfully done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's different vegetal note.
Right.
Like you don't get green pepper a lot in whiskey. At least I don't. But it's actually quite enjoyable.
Yeah, there was that Bunnahabhain 25 we did from that Lonic that had the peppers in it. I think those are more like a jalapeno, not quite the spice of it, but more that kind of pepper. But that's the one that I can think of that had a pepper in it. Was that old Lonic 25 Bunnahabhain?
It kind of almost has that like how a pepper almost feels waxy.
Has that kind of feel to it.
Delicious. That's all I got to say.
Yeah. Awesome. That's really good. Thank you again, Pete, for letting us enjoy this.
Thank you, Pete.
Because we really did.
Yes, we did.
Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button and click that notification bell. And until next time,
keep on crusading for better whiskey in your glass.
Cheers.
That's really good.
Good. What's the name of it?
It is Old Pulteney Duncansby Head Lighthouse.
Say that 5 times fast.
No,
There's a whole fucking series of these
no.
lighthouses, apparently.
You can't even do it just once?
Do
No,
what?
no. I think I must say something different instead. 3, 2. Hello, hello.
3, 2.